they're really clicking on all cylinders. I saw a stat recently that in the first 6 games of the playoffs, they shot 50, 40, 90 as a team, which
Wow.
I've never heard of in life ever. So like
Yeah.
their level of offensive efficiency is crazy. And then they have control of the series thus far without James Harden, which is even more insane.
Let me put you on game.
Without further ado, let's start the show. SOJI, my guy, what's going on with you, bro?
Yo, Big Jared, how you doing, man? I'm enjoying the weather up here in New York. It's a little up and down. Today's a little chilly, but the playoffs is going on right now, and it's for the second round has become pretty exciting, and the storylines are kind of fascinating in my opinion. How about you?
Yeah, it's been good to watch playoff basketball, like we've been saying. It's been really refreshing. Some of these series have been really strange.
Mm.
The most strange being Milwaukee and Brooklyn. I think that was billed as probably the best series of the entire playoffs,
Right.
but it's been kind of a letdown for me so far. The first 2 games were blowouts. The second game was closer and a little bit more exhilarating, but it was kind of an exhibition in bad and frustrating basketball on so many levels.
But
Uh
do you mean second game or third game?
Third game, sorry, third game. Yeah,
Okay.
because the first 2 games were blowouts. So yeah, the third game was a little frustrating to watch. Uh but yeah, I'm just unsure about where this series is going overall. It looks more like Brooklyn is gonna win, but I can't be sure because Milwaukee seems to have gotten their stuff together. But what about you? How are you feeling about Milwaukee Brooklyn?
Milwaukee, Brooklyn. I'm actually kind of fascinated with because Milwaukee had to do some real soul searching after the eggs that they laid in games 1 and 2, especially game 2 without James Harden. They looked like they weren't ready to play. They looked like they had no idea that Blake Griffin was even on the team,
Yeah,
and he just went off on them. And
Blake got new legs or something. I don't know what's
yeah,
going on.
Giannis forgot how to post up. Durant and Kyrie were doing whatever they wanted, and Milwaukee really didn't have an answer. They stopped being physical. They got away from everything that got them that far. But in my opinion, in game 3, they showed who they are and they showed their DNA. And they really came to ball. But what was interesting about game 3 is that I don't know if Milwaukee can do that again because Kevin, all four stars that were on the court had terribly inefficient games. It was really fascinating to look at the stat line. They all needed about as many shots as it took to get the points that they got. And
Okay.
so when you look at Durant, he had like 30 and he put up, I think, 28 shots or 30 shots. Same thing with Kyrie. It took him 21 shots to get 22 points. Giannis, it took 31 shots to get 33 points. And
Mhm.
Chris Middleton, it took him like a similar amount just to get 35. And Milwaukee got so much production from Middleton and Giannis. About 68 of their points is what they combined for, and the team scored 86. Just to show you how heavily reliant they were on those two guys showing
Yeah.
up and having great games. Um, and they really bothered KD and Irving, forcing them to jack up a lot of shots in order to keep up their offensive production. So if they can continue that, I think Milwaukee can claw their way back into the series. But Durant and Kyrie know how to make adjustments, and they're superstars for a reason, and they'll figure something out. So it
Yeah.
remains to be seen if they will have another inefficient night like that again and what Milwaukee can do in response.
I doubt it. I highly doubt they'll shoot like that again because it's so hard to understand what to make of this Brooklyn team. They
Mm.
look almost unbeatable at times, and they're really clicking on all cylinders. I saw a stat recently that in the first 6 games of the playoffs, they shot 50, 40, 90 as a team, which
Wow.
I've never heard of in life ever. So like
Yeah.
their level of offensive efficiency is crazy. And then they have control of this series thus far without James Harden, which is even more insane. And with Kevin Durant, he continues to impress. I think we got to start talking about him as one of the best offensive players of all time, probably the best scorer ever. Like his level of efficiency and the ease at which he scores with, it's unparalleled. He's literally unguardable. He's shooting before, like if you take out game 3, he was shooting 55% from the field, 50% from 3, and 91% from the line. 90% of his threes were contested, and he was making 50% of them.
Oh my goodness.
Like what?
He's
What do you?
back.
Yeah, what do you? He's better. Is like, so. What are you supposed to do with that? He was already incredibly efficient and deadly as a scorer, but it almost seems like he's gotten better. And it's crazy to think that the Nets have these 3 superstars, and he's the one that they trust down the stretch to get it done. So that tells you like he's the one taking the last shot more often than not. So that kind of tells you what kind of player and what kind of scorer he is.
And he almost made the last shot in game 3.
And that shot was incredibly difficult, but he just back ironed it. He was this close to making it. So the Bucks just have so many more issues than I think we thought they did. Like the way that they play sometimes is so puzzling, especially Giannis. Like there is no reason why Giannis should be taking 8 threes in a game like he did in game 3. Like he's shooting 18% on the series.
Oof.
So like there's no reason for him to be shooting that many. He's bailing, like the defense is just breathing a sigh of relief every time they see him pull up from there. So maybe keep him honest with 1 or 2 or 3 maximum, but 8 is ridiculous. I don't understand. And then like he just looks like a little stiff sometimes. It looks like if he doesn't get his first or second move, like he's just kind of lost as to what he's supposed to do. And like I like him, like you said, or you didn't say, but you said he should be posting up. Like if he's not going to get that 3 and he's not going to get to the rim, he needs to have something else in between. So I like him taking those like step backs or pull ups. They're not incredibly efficient, but they're way better than the threes. Like, but I think he also may be scared to go to the line, to be honest. Like,
his free throw percentage is like drip dramatically. And
he's shooting 31% for the series.
Oh my God. It was never this bad. This is what's really surprising. It looks like he's lost all rhythm. He got that. I was watching game 3. He got those penalties for a
10-second violation.
Yeah. I was like, I have forgot that they even called that was even a rule.
He got one in the Miami series too.
Wow.
The crowd has literally been counting down. Like, trying to like throw him off, which is because I don't know. I just don't understand like what is happening when it comes to Giannis. I mean, his numbers.
Did you see when he was like telling the crowd to quiet down when he was taking one of his free throw shots?
Nah, I must have missed that.
Yeah, he got an and one opportunity. It was that nice driving layup that he had in the first half when they went on their little run in the first quarter, and he was telling the crowd like, "Shh, I gotta focus right now," and proceeded to brick the foul shot. And I think he also shot an air ball. And I was like, goodness, this guy is struggling.
Yeah. The Bucks have so many more issues than the Nets do. Blake Griffin is doing an entirely too good of a job on Giannis. Like he's got him like discombobulated so often. And just the first 2 games, I feel like they just kind of threw it away by just playing the kind of basketball that they don't play. Like they were super ISO heavy and they just weren't playing well as a team. Like Chris Middleton was bad. Drew Holiday was taking too many difficult shots. But they have to play less ISO basketball. They have to focus in more on playing as they did throughout the entire regular season. They're one of the better passing teams in the league and one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the league, and they have to show that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and move on from that series. It's incredibly frustrating, especially because I had them in the finals as well. So if they don't make it, my whole finals pick is wrong.